15 Best Yellowstone Episodes, ranked. Yellowstone has cemented itself as one of the most popular TV series in recent memory, with some episodes standing out as the pinnacle of 21st century Western television. The series follows the wealthy John Dutton, the head of a family that's been settled on the Yellowstone Ranch in Montana for generations. Yellowstone explores the family dynamics of the Dutton family as they contend with various threats to the ownership of their property, ranging from neighboring landowners, a Native American reservation, and a major corporation seeking to build an airport. The series was created by writer Taylor Sheridan, who quickly worked on expanding the Yellowstone universe into multiple spin-offs, such as 1883 and 1923. The original show ended in 2024 with the airing of Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2. In the 5 existing seasons, Sheridan has constructed some unbelievable television, creating moments of action, political intrigue, drama, and romance that have distinguished certain episodes as the best. It must be said that the final season of Yellowstone was a disappointment, and the series ended on a sour note. Along with the increased pressure for any show to stick its landing, Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 had to contend with star Kevin Costner not returning, and thus addressing the death of its main character in a blunt and unsatisfying way. In many ways, it felt as though Taylor Sheridan was looking to put the show behind him and move on to spin-offs, but the final episode at least wrapped things up with some poignancy. The main question of what was going to happen to the ranch was answered in a moving and thoughtful way that not only felt fitting for the series, but also spoke to the themes of the extended Yellowstone universe. While the demise of Jamie Dutton was somewhat over the top and rushed, it was overshadowed by the emotional farewell to John Dutton, as well as the new paths established for the rest of the characters. There is a lot of action, fun, and soap opera drama in some of the best Yellowstone episodes, but it is always a thrill to see the show embrace the cowboy culture it loves so much. Few episodes do so as much as with Cigarettes, Whiskey, A Meadow and You, which sees John Dutton and the Yellowstone team pushing cattle across the mountain in a big move. While tough and even risky work, it also gives the characters a chance to reacquaint themselves with nature amid all the external mayhem. The highlight of the episode was seeing Beth Dutton taking part in the cattle drive. While she is one of the characters least seen on horseback, she takes to the world very naturally, and it is heartwarming to see her happy, which is very rare in the show. There is also a bittersweet moment when John's cowboy friend, Emmett Walsh, dies during the adventure, though John insists that he went the way all cowboys would want to go. Season 3 ended in a big way, and Season 4 needed some time to adjust to the aftermath of the brutal coordinated attack on the Dutton family by their enemies. Phantom Pain is the quieter follow-up to the aftermath, as the characters are trying to pick up the pieces of their lives, move forward, and take new steps in uncertain directions. In some cases, it makes for heartwarming moments, and others set up more chaos to come. The most significant aspect of the show is seeing Carter become a bigger part of Yellowstone, the young orphan boy who Beth takes in. While the young man doesn't exactly warm Beth's heart, as she still speaks to him in her typically blunt and vulgar manner, it does show a lot of vulnerability in the wake of her attack. Seeing Rip struggling with this new reality is a lot of fun as well. Given that Beth and Rip's relationship has been such a central part of Yellowstone, fans might have expected the show to lead up to their eventual wedding with more anticipation. However, fitting for Beth's personality, it comes together as a whirlwind of excitement and impulsive decisions while still being a touching moment between them. It is a great way of Yellowstone subverting expectations of the typical television wedding. Grass on the streets and weeds on the rooftops also sees the heartwarming return of Jimmy to the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. It is made even more impactful by how Rip, Lloyd, and the others look on him with pride, and how he has become a true cowboy while away. However, the episode is far from just a happy and peaceful story, as it also sees the feud between Beth and Jamie take a deadly turn. With its sweeping landscapes, high-stakes drama, and unforgettable characters, Yellowstone has become one of the most talked-about shows on television. Created by Taylor Sheridan, the series follows the Dutton family as they fight to maintain control over their sprawling Montana ranch. Over the seasons, Yellowstone has delivered some truly iconic episodes full of intense action, emotional depth, and shocking twists. Here, we rank the 15 best episodes that define the heart and soul of the show. 15. A Thundering, Season 2, Episode 1. The Season 2 premiere raises the stakes immediately, showing the violent world of the Duttons in full force. With John Dutton's health declining and new threats on the horizon, this episode perfectly sets up the chaos to come. The tension between the Duttons and the Beck brothers also begins here, planting the seeds for one of the show's most ruthless rivalries. 14. Meaner Than Evil, Season 3, Episode 9. As the season nears its climax, Yellowstone delivers one of its most thrilling and brutal episodes. Rip and Lloyd take revenge on Wade Morrow, a man who crossed John Dutton. The brutality of this episode solidifies Rip's position as Joan's most loyal soldier. Meanwhile, Jamie discovers shocking truths about his past, setting up his eventual spiral. 13. Enemies by Monday, Season 2, Episode 9. This episode sets the stage for an explosive Season 2 finale. The Beck brothers escalate their war against the Duttons by kidnapping Tate, sending the family into an all-out war. Case and Monica's reunion is heartfelt, but the happiness is short-lived as danger closes in. The stakes have never felt higher. 12. The Beating, Season 3, Episode 8. Beth Dutton faces one of her most traumatic moments as she is brutally attacked by masked men in her office, a scene that leaves fans reeling. Meanwhile, Jamie continues to struggle with his identity, and tensions between the Duttons and their enemies reach a boiling point. This episode is an emotional roller coaster that leaves a lasting impact. 11. We're Going Back to Cali, Season 1, Episode 5. This early episode showcases Yellowstone's ability to balance personal drama with thrilling action. As John deals with external threats, Beth and Rip share a rare moment of tenderness. Case on the run must decide where his loyalties truly lie. It's a defining episode for the characters as they begin to take shape. 10. New Beginnings, Season 2, Episode 2. With Tate officially being brought into the cowboy lifestyle and Beth taking more control over the ranch's business, this episode blends familial bonding with rising tensions. It also highlights Case's journey from road cowboy to a leader within the ranch. The interactions between John and Rip cement their father-son dynamic. 9. No Such Thing as Fair, Season 4, Episode 10. The Season 4 finale ties up several loose ends while setting up new storylines. Beth exacts her revenge on Jamie, forcing him into submission. Case embarks on a spiritual journey that will change his fate. Meanwhile, Rip and Beth finally solidify their relationship in an unorthodox but deeply Yellowstone way. 8. Blood the Boy, Season 2, Episode 6. This episode is a defining moment for Jamie as he commits an unforgivable act by murdering his own father figure, journalist Sarah Nguyen. It marks Jamie's full descent into darkness, solidifying him as one of the show's most complex and tragic characters. The tension throughout this episode is palpable, making it one of the most memorable of the series. 7. The World is Purple, Season 3, Episode 10. a shocking season finale that left fans speechless. The Dutton family is attacked in a series of coordinated hits. Beth's office is bombed, Case is ambushed, and John is gunned down on the side of the road. The cliffhanger ending had fans desperate for answers and showcased Yellowstone at its most intense.